This is July weather in New York City, and you can see the heat wave beginning to break. Now, on July 4th, what happens is that after the day where the high temperature is below the average low on July 3rd, the high only gets to 66 degrees, July 4th begins to warm up. So you kind of have a day of it being like May weather, even though it's July, but then that eventually begins to lift. Just how Memorial Day weekend is kind of like March weather in May. End of May, actually. And then the heat begins to build back. You have your warmest temperature of July, literally 3 days after July's coldest day in years. The high gets up to 92, but you know, then you have this day where it's stuck in the 70s all day. That must suck. I didn't point out the days where it got stuck in the 60s all day in June, and I kind of regret that. Now, July 13th, I want to make a note of because you might think that it was a refreshing day, but it wasn't. First of all, the weather, dark sky tends to think it got hotter for some reason, but even if the high was only 72, look at these dew points. This is not refreshing weather, people. This is not. Unfortunately, the humidity will begin to build, and I was actually away on a trip when this happened. I mean, it was surely better than this, but I mean, it still wasn't nice weather. However, you can see how it begins to cool off at the end of the month. That's because of the tornadoes in New Jersey and Pennsylvania on the 29th. They begin to drop the temperature. In most of the suburbs, they hit the 50s, but the city center did not, even though they got close. But July did end a lot better than the way June ended, with a high of 77 and a low of 60 instead of 98, 73. A lot better weather in New York City at the end of the month of July than at the end of the month of June.